Yeah, good morning guys and welcome. Up on the screen we have a lump of lard, yeah, Bosshog. And you may be aware that the other day he took a load of squash up to Gaddafi to sell, and in this video today we're not going to talk about profit because there wasn't any profit. After costs were taken out and overheads, I think he probably lost money. No, we're not going to talk about that. But what I firstly want to point out is this. Fatso doesn't have a truck. He does not have a vehicle. He runs around in a borrowed vehicle. And that borrowed vehicle transported fatso squash to Gaddafi, and he sold all of his. He then went back and picked up Mike's squash. The vehicle belongs to Mike. Unfortunately for Mike, fatso couldn't sell Mike's crop, and that's what you see up on the screen. That is Mike's crop, which fatso said he's going to sell that next week. That's if the Bosshog rats don't get to it first. But isn't this a bit ironic, really? This lump of lard hasn't got a pot to piss in. He hasn't got a vehicle. Mike has done a deal and loaned him that vehicle, and he can't make sure that Mike's load goes up there first and gets sold before he sorts himself out. Fatso all over. He looks after himself and himself only. He's not bothered about you, Mike. It's time that you and Dubs woke up to the big rip-off. Now, in a minute, guys, I'm going to play you a clip, and I want you to listen to the figures that are being given out by the Yaya and Fatso, and then we'll come back. Listen to this.
What we're doing is unloading that mountain of squash here, and our squash is down in Tatay's house. So how many, love?
733.
733 kilos?
Yeah.
This poor little truck. So I was wrong. I had guessed 500 kilos, but how this little thing made it, I don't know.
You think you can carry this one trip? No, but maybe the truck will...
I don't, well, we could if we went 15 kilometers per hour. Could feel it coming out. It took almost 30 minutes to get here because I went over that road because it's rough at like walking speed and low. First gear and low range all the way, except for the last little cemented part here. And I could tell when I was pulling up out of the gullies how heavy that was. Even in first gear and low range, that little motor knew it was full of something. So we're harvesting bananas too. These are ours. That's 2 bunches? Is that all, Katay? There's one left?
Maybe. 1, 2, 3 bunches.
3 bunches left? Wow. All right, so we got 514 from our field, and it looks like some were saved out there, I guess, for seeds. I don't know. We've got a lot of bananas. I don't know, we probably got at least 100 kilos of bananas. All right, is that all we're loading here? Okay. What did I say, 514, I think? 395 plus 121. We're keeping the number 1s and the number 2s separate, so I don't know. I'm too tired to think. 395 and 121. Add that together, guys. That's how much squash we got.
So, I'm sure you heard that. Mike and Dubs' crop came in at 733 kilos. Fatso then went on to say that his crop was 514 and about 100 kilos of bananas. Now he also mentioned in that clip that he knew that truck was overloaded. So the question has to be asked is this: why did you overload it? It's got a very small engine in there, and the axle weight was overweight, Brian. But it's not your truck, is it? You don't care. Now, Dubs and Mike are both professional drivers. They know all about axle weights and what you should and shouldn't do. And Mike, you're getting the bad end of the deal here, because if it carries on much longer, then I'm afraid that truck is going to be wrecked. So not only are you being ripped off as far as the squash is concerned, you're going to have to replace the truck. But guys, I want you to look at this next clip, and this just about sums up this scumbag. Have a listen to this.
I think we might have reached our sales limit on marginal days at about 800 kilos. We've still got about 300 or 400 up to sell. I mean, they're still selling. People come up, but the mad rush of buyers has finished. We might just have to load these up and take them home. Okay, so this here is what we didn't sell today. I'm roughly guessing. I mean, I know exactly how many of ours we sold. We sold all of ours, all the 500 and, I don't know, 500 and something kilos. But we took ours first. Kind of the opposite from last week. We took Mike and Brian's first and ours last. So we switched it up this week. So it was 720, about 1,250 kilos of squash that we took over there, and so we sold about 900, I'm thinking. What we have discussed doing, one way or another, whether or not Mike and Brian want to go in on it or not, we're going to get that trailer and start using it, because what we're going to do is we're going to go and park it on the highway and sell this squash for 25 pesos per kilo.
So there you heard him, guys. We've reached our limit, he says. The limit being between 800 and 850. He says we might have to load these back up and take them back. And then, back at the Bosshog, his figures, he says, we took 1,250 kilos to the market, and I know we sold all of ours. He got that in straight away. I know we sold all of ours because we took ours first. And the total we sold was about 950 kilos. So that would leave about 300 kilos to bring back. And he's trying to tell us that 300 kilos is that pile outside of the Bosshog. Well, I think there's more than 350 kilos there, Brian. And that squash belongs to Mike. Now, the thing is, Mike, this is the way he works. He ripped Jason off with a shrimp, doing secret harvests while Jason's back was turned. You're in the States and you've allowed a bum to commandeer your van, and now here he is, he's got 300 kilos, he says, it's a guesstimate, 300 kilos of your squash at the Bosshog. Do you think for one moment there's 350 kilos there? there's a lot more. And this scumbag is ripping you off. And to top it all off, Mike, you heard him say, if you and Dubs are not going to put the money forward for this trailer, he will go and get it. But here's the thing. He's going to buy that trailer, he says. He wants it. He's going to get it. But the truck doesn't belong to him. Mike, do yourself a favour. Cut your losses. Take the truck back off him. Take the keys and give it to one of your workers. And they can take your squash to market to be sold. Because this scumbag is just taking the piss out of you. He's done it in the past. He's known for it. Also, your farm is outgrowing his. Your crops are bigger than his. Your harvests are bigger than his. You're outgrowing him. And yet, you can't get yours sold. And there is one other thing, Mike, that you need to take into consideration. You heard him say that he was overloading your truck. When you eventually do arrive in the Philippines, the way things is going, you will have the expense of buying another truck. Myself being a professional driver, and you, Mike, and Dubs being professional truck drivers, know everything about axle weights. He wants a trailer. You know that there's going to be no brakes on that trailer, going to be no connections, anything like that. You know where your pink truck's going to end up when he overloads it and overloads that trailer. It's going to end up in a ditch, and you will be saddled with the bill, because the bohovel bum, this scumbag up on the screen, who hasn't got a pot to piss in, will tell you, like he's told everyone else, to kick rocks. So, that's the big rip-off. You're having the back ripped out of you by this scumbag. So guys, till the next time, bye for now.